Hey, you guys, it's Chris Grano from the Graham Group at Keller Williams. On my Instagram, I shared with you one quick tip on how to keep deals together so that they don't fall apart and ruin everybody's happy day. And here's the thing, we've all been there, whether it's on a real estate deal or some other life situation where everybody's happy, everything is good, and then something happens to put a kink in that and ruin the whole deal. So I'm going to help you prevent that, whether you're on the buying side or the selling side. So let's go back real quick to my tip from Instagram. This is for buyers. If you are a buyer, make sure that your financing is in order. So make sure, number one, that you have a pre-approval from a reputable, experienced lender. If you don't know any of those or you don't know how to vet lenders, make sure you ask your real estate agent. But you want to make sure that you've given them all the truthful information about your financial situation, your income, your debts, all of that. Don't leave anything out. They need that to be able to pre-approve you. Then once you get past the pre-approval stage and you're into that contract stage, you need to make sure you're hitting all the deadlines, getting them the proper paperwork that they need, and just making sure that you're staying on top of it for them. On the seller side, you have responsibilities as well. And really, it's your real estate agent that has responsibilities when it comes to the buyer's financial situation. So make sure that your real estate agent is looking into the buyer's financial situation even before a contract is agreed to, because you certainly don't want to agree to a contract with a buyer that has less than rock solid financing, because that's when deals can fall apart. Now, of course, job losses and COVID, things like that can always happen, but these steps are going to make sure that the vast majority of deals go through smoothly. Let's talk about step two, and that's communicate. So make sure that everyone in the transaction is communicating. Number one, buyers and sellers, be in good communication with your real estate agent, with your lender if you're a buyer, with your attorney on both sides. And just make sure that, again, you're giving them truthful information and you're hitting all your deadlines. Don't be afraid to ask questions, certainly. There are no stupid questions when it comes to a real estate transaction. So make sure that you're communicating. And this is where the team that you have is very, very important, because you want to make sure that your real estate agent, your attorney, again, if you're a buyer, your lender, all these people who are a party to the transaction are in good communication. Let me give you a quick example of how one of my deals almost just went off the rails, and thankfully with good communication on my team's part and with one of our great trusted partners, we were able to save it. So I had a deal where it turns out the buyer chose his own lender, didn't consult with us, and that's totally fine. The problem in this case was that the lender was not experienced and had been waiting for some things to even get the process going. And so by this point that we found this out, it was already weeks down the line, and at this point the closing was going to be delayed by at least weeks, maybe a month or more, possibly making my buyer homeless if he couldn't close on time. So we had to swoop in, make a switch on the lender, and now with a great lender partner in place, things are rock solid again. So let's talk about the last thing beyond communication is decision making. And this is, again, where your team, your real estate agent, your attorney are really good in helping you make proper decisions. So number one, if you're a buyer, don't go out and do something to drastically change your financial situation when you're in the middle of a real estate transaction. So don't go change jobs. Don't go finance a new car. Don't go put a bunch of furniture on a credit card. Anything you're thinking about doing financially, make sure you run that by your real estate agent and really more importantly, your lender, to make sure that everybody knows what's going on, because things like that can cause your loan to not be approved. When you're negotiating, and so negotiating has gone through, we've got the contract, but there's more negotiating left to do. There's usually a home inspection, and during this period of time, the buyer and the seller are going to negotiate over pieces of that home inspection, what repairs are going to be made, what credits might be given. So don't make bad decisions. Don't lose your cool over, you've got this far down the line, you got to third base. Now all you got to do is trot home. So don't make bad decisions and get emotional about inspection items, whether you're on the buyer side or the seller side. Again, consult with your team, your real estate agent, your attorney, and they'll help you make good decisions so that you can see the transaction all the way to the end. If you have any questions about what this process looks like, if you have been burned in the past, in a bad transaction and you want a team that's going to help you turn it around, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to give help. Talk to you guys soon.